All right, guys, we're back. Shit. We are going to be getting into the game here in a moment. We already got the lobby up. Just getting everyone in. Harstem. Well, don't fucking look over here. Keep your eyes on the monitor. I don't know if we can tilt this anyway. Yo, is it this one or this one? So that one?
Let's just take one of your...
Okay, well, the game's only on this one. Which one can you see? This one?
Yeah, I can't see that at all.
So what if we did that? Is that good? I mean, we can move it however you want. We can move it however you want.
You can move it further like this. And
Like that?
Yeah.
I can cast like this. This is fine.
I can't really see it, but I can technically still look at
We
it.
should
I get you. Yo, this is a man of high caliber, by the way. He's making sure that he can't see the screen, guys. So we'll just shift over this way a little bit for this game. Because Harstem's concerned that he can see the monitor a little bit. So, yeah, this is off. That's whatever, but it's because Harstem doesn't want to be able to see the in-game screen and be tempted, which is good. All right.
If we had just shared your shirt on top of our heads like a tent, would that have worked?
I'm glad they can't see my face. I just made the biggest WTF face at Zombie right now.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so it's Harstem versus JonSnow. Let me explain what just happened. Sorry, guys. We're kind of in the player pit casting, and Harstem was a little concerned he could see the monitor. So good guy Harstem, rather than being tempted to cheat or anything, decided to ask us to move it, and that's not a problem. That is actually the most stand-up thing I think he could have done. I would have just said, yeah, I can maybe see the monitor. Don't tell anybody. I'm a bit of a scumbag.
What the fuck?
I'm a scumbag. What can I say? But that's why I'm not a player. I don't
When I played in the tournament, the DC tournament, I was literally right next to the guy that I was playing. But I just figured I'd, just wouldn't keep my I wouldn't put my eyes off my monitor anyways.
Well, but here's the difference. For these guys, they're playing for over $1,000 at this point. Temptation is going to be there no matter how good of a person you are.
I'm not saying that he was in the wrong and he should have sucked it up, but I am saying that I personally, having $0 on the line, still lost. So.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting into game number 1. It's JonSnow versus Harstem. We'll do the player introductions in a moment. You guys are watching WCS Austin, and I actually have to change the overlay because we are now officially in Group Stage 3. Woohoo! Again, I don't know how much we'll be joining in for tomorrow, but we have been asked to come back, which is cool. So high five in that. JonSnow needing a bit of a pause to start this.
Are you using your shirt to wipe your hands?
I just finished hand sanitizing it. Calm down. I just got a little...
I mean, it doesn't... like it, it wouldn't have been gross if it wasn't hand sanitizer, unless it was something really weird. I was asking. It just looks so... it's a shirt, man.
It's a mouse pad. It's a glorified mouse pad today.
It's like wiping stuff on your jeans, I guess.
Yeah.
But jeans are a universal napkin.
Oh,
T-shirts aren't.
I think I have to unpause it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you usually have to count down. That's why, there's a little bit of a countdown.
You do it.
No, you can't.
Oh, wait. Yeah. 3. Okay.
I was so afraid you're gonna get score screen.
No, so what I messed up on there was I thought he unpaused it and I paused it. I didn't realize it was the other way around. So, anyways, you know what the best part is? We can cut it all out, or ask Joey to at least. We get in the game. Top left side of the map. We got the blue player. It's Harstem.
The bottom right is the red Zerg. It is JonSnow.
So I made a tweet. There's a little bit of jokes in there, but this whole tournament has been EU versus NA, which is kind of funny. And I don't mean in terms of necessarily matchups or specifics, but we've got a lot of folks who are just kind of smack talking each other. Some friendly, some not.
What the fuck is that sound?
What's going on?
Some sound is being made in the background, and I don't know what it is.
I don't hear anything, so...
It's like a Mario sound.
Stream, are you hearing this?
Freaking me the fuck out, man. It's gone now.
Okay, Okay, well, anyways...
Talk about NA versus EU.
Yeah, NA versus EU. It's been really fun. There's been some for fun shit talking, but then there's been some actual smack talking where these guys have been really talking down on each other, specifically the EUs to the NAs. So you've had some players like Game Time and JonSnow and others get this far in the tournament, And I think there are some minor upsets here and there, like Game
Sure.
Time versus Uthermal and everything. I am curious how far NA will go in this, though, or if the round of 8 ends up being just like, 8 European players. Europe is the new Korea.
Well, without Korea, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? I just realized it wasn't a Mario thing. It was a Final Fantasy menu sound. I still don't
Menu
know
sound?
where I would have heard that.
I was going to say, nobody was doing bits, so there shouldn't be any Final Fantasy music.
I don't know, man. It's, I guess it was on my mind, so. But yeah, I mean, that's what people expect, actually, right? It's like top 16 even to be all EU when it's a mixed tournament like this, so.
Well, we've talked about this before, though. There's a lot more folks in Europe who are straight up full-time. There's a lot of folks, though, like JonSnow and others, who have had to balance school and haven't been able to go super dedicated to StarCraft, and that's unfortunate, but it's really still cool seeing them actually perform in a LAN setting, and it's not just like blaming or like scapegoating lag and like latency to Europe and stuff like that. So, yeah, some folks have been doing pretty well.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, of course, Neeb has mixed that up as well, being one of the NA pros to get through. Masa would usually be an NA pro as well, but he is already out of the groups, so that kind of sucks.
That's shocking to me, too. Yeah, that was that series you guys cast at the end. Masa was...
Well, it's just that we never see him, but he always performs well when he goes to events, so you just kind of assume that he's going to do the same thing. And this time, no, he was actually cut down. He was in the running to be out first, winning Game 3 in the winners bracket, and then just got, cut down in the losers. So.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Now, we do have Ling's managed to slip on by. Unfortunately, that soccer is going to go down. Probes are going to get pulled. Now, Harstem's going to be a little bit shaken by this. It's nothing major for damage, but he's forced to pull probes. And losing that stalker was not exactly cheap either. Like
yeah.
Some more probes get pulled, some get almost killed. Nice micro out of Harstem. Are you serious? How many probes did I hear? One?
Wow.
One probe.
Wow.
That was fantastic. Okay, 2 probes at the end. But still, that micro to Harstem, that was so sick. I don't know anyone else that can really do that.
Yeah,
Mineral walking through these other probes, but a very specific way to body block the Ling. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's really weird. Usually that would have gotten a lot more. There are a lot of weak probes for later, maybe, but usually by now, and JonSnow not going for Overlord drops, those are actually going to be pretty safe. So, speaking of JonSnow, going for Roach Roar and a layer, he's going to have to Overseer, that's the word, in time for this Dark Shrine DT drop-off. Just seeing the Europeans are mostly sticking to the usual, though. Or actually, that might have been an NA player. Well, the point is, I love the double Warp Prism version, but it seems to be hit or miss for a lot of players. We'll see what Harstem does.
Harstem's also been one of these guys who I wasn't sure if he was still playing full-time. You don't hear a lot about his ladder results. He hasn't been grinding Corsair Cups and online events, so I wasn't sure where he was, but I think it was, I want to say a month ago we saw him in something. Maybe he showed up for a Corsair Cup or whatever, and he looked to be in fantastic form. So, yeah, well, I'd have question marks. You could talk about his results up to this point. The thing is, I know that he's doing well enough to be this far in today's tournament. We saw some good control of him about a couple weeks back, so I'm expecting this Warp Prism to not do too badly, even if it gets revealed early.
Speaking of performances, I suppose, JonSnow for a time also had seriously considered retiring. In fact, I think for a time he did retire as StarCraft players do, which is like still play a lot, but say that they don't really want to take it seriously. And then he very quickly apparently just like reversed his mind.
You know what it is? There's that saying, behind every great man there's a great woman.
Sure.
He got Jane.
Sure. Sure. No, but he like kept on getting beat by Peely. Peely was getting better and better, and kind of had like this just depressed moment, like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be doing it anymore. I'm not practicing as much, but. And then like a month later, someone's like, "Nah, man, he's practicing a lot." And I was like, "Okay, then."
Okay, so it is a double Warp Prism, by the way, and this is super dope. The funny thing is that he kind of did it in the wrong spots. Like, no detection at the third, a DT would have been awesome. Well, the Overseer's now there too, but Spore Crawl over here is all there was to fend it off. However, that being said, even with this kind of reveal, even knowing this was coming, good micro with these Archons can make them nearly impossible to deal with. And he almost kills the Queen. If he kills that Queen, there's not going to be any chance to clean up that Warp Prism.
Yeah, I think it's pretty worthwhile to get a Spire against this. It kind of sucks because you don't have to get a Spire. For a time, I would say that is the thing to do, but it's actually like more towards other options for the Zerg player. But he's going to get the Spire, he's going to get the Mutas to clean up the Warp Prisms, and then by then, Harstem will have scouted it and also responded to it and probably not gotten a lot. But it looks like he just canceled it after being scouted.
Yeah, Warp Prism is still not been cleaned up yet, which is going to continue to be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, the Spire, okay, he could have gone like really, really deep with the Spire and gone to like 20, 30 mutas and really try to take advantage of the surprise. But I just considered it more just like I want to deal with the Warp Prism, the macro Spire.
Now, the part of this is like, I'm not comfortable using this mouse, and it's not a mouse I normally use, all that stuff. But Harstem's actually playing crazy hard to keep up with right now. And not because he's doing like 500 actions per minute, but he's actually doing a great job doing these multi-pronged attacks. Constantly making JonSnow look over here when he drops over here, and vice versa. Yeah. So, this has not led to game-ending damage, but this was certainly a really nice start for Harstem, because I think he took like almost no losses. Yeah, it's still like the probe and that soccer from earlier.
It's a very good game by Harstem. JonSnow is so far getting a little outplayed. He hasn't really gotten his time to shine, though, aside from that little Ling run by. He has just been defending. He's going into Roach Baneling now. He's got +1 on the way. It looks like it's very far ahead of Harstem's, in fact. But if he's going to be waiting for Banelings, then Harstem's going to be able to not only get his third base all well and saturated, which it already is, but maybe even look towards a fourth base later on. He's already starting to pump out Immortals, getting Blink as well, and his Warp Prisms are still alive. There's still 2 of them.
Yeah, this has been a really good show to Harstem so far. Not that JonSnow's done anything terribly wrong or anything. It's just, it's cool watching 2 players. Like, you've got a player defending well and you got a player attacking well, and one still manages to find an advantage one way or the other. And in that case, this was definitely on Harstem. However, let's not forget, just kind of rewinding time, like JonSnow at the start of this game, those Lings slipped by. I think a lot of players would have been more upset by that, and they would have taken a lot more damage. So Harstem came into this with relatively no damage done for a pretty dedicated early amount of Lings. So the game started off well for Harstem, to say the least.
It did. And it still looks pretty good, as JonSnow, I mean, he's still only just now getting his 4th. Like, he's really not had a lot of powering up. He has like 78 drones now, and that's going to be a very good economy on 4 bases. But it took a while to get there. Army's not really any bigger than Harstem's either, so there's no chance to really take any advantage.
Oh, and he's definitely going for Banelings, by the way.
Yeah.
So, centrifugal hooks. This is going to be great for, of course, a little bit of extra speed, but most importantly, a little bit of extra health. Maybe you don't die so quick to that splash damage. Maybe the Archons aren't so good. But the problem is, no matter how many Banelings JonSnow has, no matter how good his army looks, they are going to be those one-hit wonders. And unless they absolutely demolish Harstem's army, which, by the way, I don't know if they will, then those Banelings are just going to be a big waste of gas.
That is a pretty good-looking army, to be honest. Like, that is, the Sentries are going to have a lot of energy by the time.
You know, he's going to have charge. It's only just started recently. But if he keeps charge lots in the back, he lets the Stalkers and the Immortals and the Force Fields deal with the Banelings, especially if these Archons can soak some hits, too. Then those Zealots are just going to charge to the front lines and annihilate the Ravagers with no Banelings left to protect them.
Yeah. Oh, that is going to be a scary point. More Immortals. Templar Archives also just finished.
I love that he's been pretty consistent with using these still. He's kind of grabbing them together, so it's like less impressive. But still, been keeping up and trying to get some damage done with the Archons where he can. Even just killing Changelings.
What really sucks, too, for the Zerg player, I think, when there's double War Prism, is not just the amount of harassment that can go down, and, of course, double the damage potential with 2 or 4 Archons as opposed to 2. It's also that if they do a follow-up push or any push at all, you kill the War Prism. Sometimes it's the make-it-or-break-it move for the Zerg player, and they just bring another one in.
Yo, there's also a considerable amount of Banelings, by the way. So when I say one-hit wonder, I really meant it. 46 Banelings is a really heavy dedication.
That it is. It's going to be low on Stalkers, though. And again, those Force Fields are going to be plentiful as the Sentries have been gaining energy this entire time. So, I mean, the Stalkers can take a couple of hits. They're going to be able to Blink Split. There's going to be Micro with the War Prism on any units you can find. It looks like an inferior army, but JonSnow is really just trying to brute force it here. Force is going on every which way.
Yeah, and most of the Banelings have been dealt with. They got a couple of hits on the Zealots, which wasn't too bad. One of the Immortals finally goes down, but he's still got more Banelings rolling in. Like we said, there was like something close to 50 Banelings for this, so Harstem's now trying to split, realizing just how many there were. But that Blink was so sick a moment ago. Does he have enough left over? The Immortals had its barrier pop. It's low. The other Immortal, not so great either.
It's really nothing but Ravagers, but there's still a lot of Ravagers, so the Stalkers are very hesitant. Oh, good God, they just got hit by a ton of Corrosive Biles. Storm finally coming out here, but maybe too late. Those Corrosive Biles are actually really deadly. Still at an okay army supply, but loses the 4th base, and JonSnow is really able to brute force that kill.
That's kind of cool. He did pick up some of the probes in the Warp Prism. I think he wanted to keep that from getting too out of hand. But yeah, that was a good attack for JonSnow.
Yeah. Definitely, like Harstem, the later splits, the Force Fields also were a little bit panicked and not totally clean. But then those Corrosive Biles really what stood out to me. The Stalkers were kind of low, but there was like 6 of them that went down there. Well,
there was kind of an interesting timing there too. Storm only finished like during the fight, right? So we did see those storms come down towards the end. Whereas if you have them before, then the banelings aren't the issue at all. So maybe this time around it'll be a little bit easier for him to manage because he won't have to worry about all those banelings just colliding into his units without contest.
Yeah.
A lot of Templar in the back line, getting energy for storms as we speak.
He did save the High Templars. Didn't save the Sentries that were Immortals, so still is losing out on a lot of those expensive units. But Stalkers are relatively easy to remake. Yeah, there are the storms we were talking about. They also roll into an Archon.
I do believe he also corrosive biled like a fourth of those banelings, so that was a little bit awkward.
Banelings off the left side as well, take down a couple of probes, really nothing too substantial.
Yeah, Storm's hitting the Ravagers, very squishy. Not going to be easily able to take those hits. But this is another Nexus that's probably better off canceled.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of Corsair Biles coming down here, but just barely not being able to kill it. JonSnow is going to come in eventually, however, and probably get a few taps. He's actually going to get chased down with nothing but Ravagers left over. He's trying to turn into a Hive and Aspire for Broodlords, but he did just give up a lot of his army.
I like those double Warp Prisms out of Harstem. I didn't realize they had gone to work while this was going on. So we got Warp Ins here. We had a couple up here. I guess like Warp Prism got killed. So Zealots are going ham in the main. Meanwhile, the Ravager's going to poke it and try and defend this push, but this push isn't so game-endingly scary.
Does he have a Warp Prism? Because that's what really makes a game end. Oh, well, I guess it's in the main, right? So he does, technically, but that's what really makes it look game-ending is when there's also the reinforces of 6 or 7 DTs or Zealots.
He's trying to make it into a greater Spire right now, and if JonSnow gets caught with this, those DTs could focus it down. He's going to kill the rest of the Roaches and then swap over to the Spire, maybe?
Yeah, unfortunately, DTs still pack a punch even if you can see them, so those Roaches really weren't enough.
Yeah.
Try to come back with the Ravagers as well, and JonSnow's probably having a little bit of a heart attack right here. This is a kind of a common scenario.
I like the smarts on that, though. Rather than panic for the DTs, he calmly removes the Warp Prism from play while he waits for the Overseers to finish up. That was a really smart move to keep Harstem from continuing to warp in. Problem for JonSnow, though, and this is weird to see, Harstem has so many workers right now compared to our Zerg player, like 75 to 52. This feels like a role reversal.
He just killed 25 of them, so it makes a lot of sense. And that was...
Oh, my.
Yeah. That was the huge economic boost that JonSnow had to continue using Ravager Baneling as well as transitioning. Now without it, he is left a little bit without a bank, and he does need one. He needs to go to Corruptors, and he needs to go to Broodlords. He's going to be going for like 4 or 5 at a time, and that's the kind of count that Blink Stalkers can actually deal with. And Harstem has Blink Stalkers, as well as just there's no Infestors, so there's literally stopping the Stalkers from putting in if they do have a good position. It's looking actually quite grim for JonSnow. Like, there's such a high that happens when you're at almost 80 drones on 5 bases. And you can remax quite a few times. And then one really good Warp Prism warp in or one bad attack, and it kind of reverses itself pretty quickly.
Well, this is... I agree with the looking grim part. I don't know. I still feel like if Harstem makes any silly mistakes in this fight, though, he's come up against Broodlords. He doesn't have armor upgrades. His army is one that can also fall. But I definitely think tech-wise, feeling a little bit better for him. Tempest on the way, so I don't think that Broodlord is going to get the timing that it wants.
Yeah, that's the other problem, is that it's already difficult enough for using Broodlords, even against a ground army, because the Stalkers can get good positioning. The Archons can take out the Broodlings fast enough and actually get another Broodlords. But Tempest almost always seem to trump the Broodlord tech. And
America.
Yeah, you kind of want to just beat the time to Tempest to the late game. Either that or be in such a great position that the fact that they have 2 Tempests, means they don't have anything else. But that's clearly not the case here, and JonSnow is going to have to really be quite careful with his army. He's got Corruptors and more Broodlords, so he's going to be getting to a Broodlord army, more than just 4 or 5. But still missing Infestors, still missing the rest of his supply, still, without 50, whether it's Roaches, Ravagers, or Banelings is up to him, or Infestors again. And it's also going to be a lot about those storms. There's a lot of storms that are going to protect a lot of units. Stalkers are going to be the first thing sacrificed here, not the Immortals.
Well, it took a little bit of time to get those Broodlords out. Now they got this really sick flying V formation up. And then ruined it. Haven't you guys seen Mighty Ducks? What are you doing?
I mean, you didn't even give them time to laugh.
I know. There's actually a pretty substantial Broodlord count. Like 8 is nothing to scoff at. It's going to have like 9 to go with this. Harstem's going to have Tempest, but Tempest also don't as easily deal with Broodlords as they once did. So the problem's going to be here. The Tempest will deal with an attack, but it will take a long time to actually shoot all of these out of the sky. If JonSnow can break Harstem in the time it takes for the Tempest to knock down the Broodlords and win the ground army, I think JonSnow can take a really good game.
Yeah. That is sometimes an all-in we see. I think he was guessing for that observer.
I was going to say, saw a shimmer on the creep and thought it was the DT.
Yeah, so that is sometimes a tactic we see, like very intentionally putting every single Corruptor into Broodlords, hoping to tear down the ground army. But the last time we saw it, it didn't work. Storms, unfortunately, blanket everything, ground and air included, so that's always kind of the thing to deal with. And there's even a mothership now.
Oh,
okay.
You know what? If he can remove the one... Oh, no, there's more. I'd say the one overseer, then this ends up being like an easy fight. But
yeah, the High Templars are trailing like they... Well, like JonSnow would like. He wants to actually snipe them, so that's what the cloak is there for, to try and stop that from happening.
Now, this is a tough choice to make. There's not that many Corruptors, but if he chooses to shoot them first, he might not kill the Broodlords in time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Broodlords can take a hit or two. Well, this goes on, I guess, I don't know, harass on the other side of the map. Looks like DTs. Yeah, DTs made it to this base. And, well, they don't take a Spore Crawler. They do kill all the drones that we're currently mining and, I guess, force them off.
What are the upgrades right now? 3-1 versus 2-1. All right, so, I mean, they're actually missing a lot of ground upgrades. Really going into the air pretty quickly. And Harstem even going for a shield upgrade. I really like that. It's going to help his air and all the Archons he's been morphing in.
Yeah.
So that's a good idea. But JonSnow just starting to actually kind of just stall out here. I don't even know about if he wants to attack or Carapace, but he's at least getting some upgrade from that Spire.
And you know what? I didn't realize till just now, too. There's no Vipers out. He's not going to be abducting that mothership into like easy kill range or anything like that. So dealing with the mothership, but more importantly, those cloaked units it creates is going to be difficult.
It's so easy, like, and we constantly do it too, to just be like, where are these spellcasters? But then, like, I really feel like Zerg just like feel like they're almost like not worth the gas investment for.
Oh yeah, feedback can just snap their fingers.
Yeah, like
and break them.
the whole thing is that they're supposed to be like almost unlimited if you control them correctly, but feedback isn't really allowed for control.
And that's the problem. JonSnow's moving into the army. He didn't have detection for this, so he took a lot of hits before he's able to actually get some. Mothership's going to go down, but he stormed most of the Broodlords. He's actually focused all of them down. So now it's Archons versus everything left, and JonSnow just doesn't have anything to fight with. GG.
Yeah, that army, though. So strong for the Protoss. There's Rifkin and a stage.
I guess we can move the webcam for now, since we can't use that
No, I really
monitor.
like that positioning.
I did too. We don't look too bad like this either. I'm slow.
Oh.
All right, map 2. What was map 2? Belshire. Let's get that hosted up.
My ear's starting to hurt.
Yeah, a whole day of casting with these is not so fun. Ting was nice. Ting was like 4 or 5 hours each day. That was like the perfect length, I think.
Yep.
Anyways, JonSnow being down 1 of the game doesn't make him out yet. However, to remind anybody who might just be tuning in, this is like the start. So we don't actually have a loser's match or a winner's match determined yet.
Apparently, Game Time took a game off of Showtime. That was hard to say.
Oh, wow. The other part of this group, by the way, is Optimus and Cyril. And I saw Optimus walking around a few minutes ago, so maybe he lost, or I don't know if he won and he just wanted to go see other stuff that's going on.
I was going to say, they could say either one. Or...
Yeah, so we'll find out results of that in a little bit.
Go. JonSnow plays.
JonSnow plays. Did we get Foonly? Man, I feel like we missed Foonly on that resub shout-out.
More likely we get Foodly, and we didn't. They get both.
Thank you for the 31 months, good sir. And of course, Monty throwing some bits our way. That's always nice to see, too, dude.
Oh, man, now that they've noticed that it's hurting, it's just hurting a lot.
That was your mistake, noticing.
Stupid. It's just like the fucking Final Fantasy sound. Swear.
John Snoot? Okay, they're ready.
John Snoot.
Oh, let me ask. JonSnow 0-1 Harstem. Anyone else for game 2? No, oh, game left. Screw it. Right, let's go.
Rip.
Woo!
And what we got, that's fine.
Hey, man, I was courteous. I offered. I asked.
Yeah, you did. A bunch of pigeons flying around us.
Yes, there's actually a lot. So when I went out with Boris to go get the phone, there was a lot in the lobby. And I'm like,
I can imagine.
Are they getting it through something in like the roof, or are people just leaving the doors open long enough for them to fly in? Like, I don't.
Well, I mean, what usually happens is that they have to keep the back doors for the trucks open, and that's like a very wide area that the birds will just fly in. So,
I guess that makes sense. All right, well, folks, we're getting into game number 2. Again, emphasizing that this is like the preliminary match, so there's no losers, no winners. It's not danger zone yet for anybody. Spawning here in the top left, we do have the blue Protoss up 1-0, Harstem.
in the bottom right is the red Zerg. It's JonSnow.
An extractor trick. We haven't seen that for a bit.
Yeah, right? I think it's proven ineffective, but people still do it.
Man, I can hear Maynard casting behind us, and I just like feel more hyped for it. And I'm like, nothing's happening in our game. I don't deserve to feel this excited about what's going on.
I saw a couple of people, like groups of people, just stop and stare because I feel like Maynard was hyping something. Literally anything about StarCraft.
They're just like, oh, what's this intro thing he's doing? Why is this so exciting?
Yeah. Someone's saying that maybe they released the pigeons inside. Pigeons don't even kill anything important, do they? Like I don't think they eat spiders. Like they're actually just useless. I mean, they're cute.
I like the idea that there's a magician in here somewhere at some point, and he just lost control of his birds.
They got a downgraded pigeon.
It's a budget magician zombie girl.
It's a budget.
Did you? By the way,
doves.
Did you see they have a masseuse in the food area
for the crew?
Yeah.
I didn't. Are you sure? Was it just like a friend?
No, because what happened was I walked in and the guy said like, "Is the masseuse still here?" And the woman's like, "Yeah, I'm still here." So she massaged his arms and stuff. I'm like, "Oh, I kind of want to see if I can use that or
wait
not."
Wait a second. I didn't hear about this. A little pamphlet, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Stasia about it later. I think is the plan.
Pigeons are cute. That's one thing they got going for them. Hoo, hoo.
I think they go coo, coo, and owls go hoo, hoo.
I guess you're right. They're both kind of similar. Hoo, 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 hoo. Yeah, you're right.
Not me. Couldn't be. Then coo. All right, so Harstem's got a really nice scout of JonSnow. Gets to see what's going on with his probe. Nothing really to keep him out of the base. But nothing also to reveal. And that is a little bit interesting, actually, for Harstem to get here and see no pool timing. Or, well, I guess you see the pool done, but I mean, like, there's no early pool timing to look for. There's no fast roach warren. It's just kind of a
How did that come off?
Better question is, was it off in game 1?
Yeah, did he just, like, play with it? Like, hard
No, like, so, like, was he literally just A-moving all of game 1 and there's no micro, so he didn't notice? NA players,
possible.
Am I right?
I mean, like... I mean...
F2A. No, there's been bugs coming into play a lot, so...
You're the ref.
Oh, right. 3, 2, 1. I almost hit score screen. I just had like a moment of panic. I almost had a heart attack. I really don't think there's a pause on this keyboard.
Yeah,
I guess pause break? Is that the same thing?
Don't press it.
Well, I'm not going to press it now. We'll test it next time, I guess.
Yeah. I think it is. It's might just be pause break.
We were given a Swedish keyboard, which is a lot of fun.
Isn't it always pause break? Isn't it? I use that.
Doc, I don't know. You taught me about this barely a year ago. Like, I'm still new to the fact that it's a keyboard command.
Wait, so what did you think was pause?
I have one of mine just actually says pause.
Oh,
Like,
really?
there's definitely nothing else on there that says pause.
Interesting. Yeah, I think I use pause break. So that's how my cat will step on it during important games.
Good times. I wonder how long it takes Nugget to start ruining StarCraft games for you.
She doesn't. She's not committed enough. Like, she's not really like lovey and like attention hoary like Apollo is. Like, Apollo is literally like, you're not paying attention to me. He's the cutest thing though sometimes, especially if we're paying so much attention to Nugget in like the living room, where we'll be like looking at Nugget and saying how cute she is, and then Apollo will just be waiting to be played with like he usually does. But because Nugget's around, he kind of comes up to me and he's like, with his little paw, and he just kind of like grabs at my hand.
Mom, I'm here too. Don't forget.
This makes us look at him. It's so cute.
All right, well, this is not so cute, though. This is an overlord full of really disgusting Zergling bug things that are about to unload in Harstem's main.
Zerglings are cute.
No. Carbot Zerglings are cute.
I mean, if I was Kerrigan, I would have thought my Zerglings are cute. Anyways, right, so this is pretty committed. We have a lot more lings on the way, even though there is a third base. It's really just a larva factory.
So he did actually see the full unload. This gives him time to send the Adepts in time. But this is just going to be JonSnow picking it up. Front door's not going to get broken too easily. Not if the other Adepts are paying attention. He does wall it off. Sacrifices the one.
The one for the many. It's all about the Protoss mentality.
There's that new hero Adept thing coming out for Phoenix, right?
This is pretty bad, actually. Like, he made like 30 lings, didn't he?
I thought there was going to be a second drop overlord, actually. But he's just going to go for Banelings and try to bust this instead, which I don't know that I agree with that option.
He made more than 30 lings.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, that could be a good
47.
option. Because what you know they're doing is Adepts. And even if it isn't about the wall break, like, you will still deal with the Adepts really easily, too.
Okay, that may or may not be true, because we don't know. We haven't actually seen a lot of those like crazy splits versus Banelings that made them look like a joke before. So maybe with the 10 health less, it's not. Whatever. My point is, like, I really thought this was going to be a double drop scenario with that second Overlord.
Yeah.
If you're going to go this dedicated one way or the other, but unfortunately, full stop at the wall. Now he's just trying to drone / still ling though, so there's like 16 more coming. JonSnow is definitely going for a break.
Yeah, this is too much to think that you're going to just defend with these. This has got to be aggressive. The thing is,
what's unfortunate though, look, there's already sentries.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So, I mean, he might just be hoping that Harstem is going to read the situation wrong.
This is a big scout, though. He sees all those lings. He knows now, like, what's up.
If JonSnow had done this as soon as, like, probably he was imagining, he cleans up the Adept attack because he has so many lings and banelings, and immediately counterattacks with maybe even some lings he had across the map. But now that his plan's kind of up, the jig is up, Harstem is going to be very careful. Like, yeah, he's getting a third base, and he maybe has to cancel that. But as long as he's on point with the splits and the force field, I think he can actually defend this. But
wait, where is
it is a little scary.
Oh, no.
Thing is, well, okay, so like if he busts the front, like that's actually not even game ending. It's too far in the game to say that's game ending, but it would not be great.
But it's that magnet of like just being in the wrong spot. Now the banelings here are getting broken. Adepts and sentries on the right side might be enough to hold in on their own, but right now, what the thing JonSnow has to do most is just get something. And right now, he's not getting anything.
He's gonna have to just split those adepts. They're dying before they can do like transfer. So the third base was a bit of a reach. Like I'm pretty surprised he went for that. But I think it was already underway.
Pretty nice, actually.
Yeah, as long as he soaks up the banelings, then job accomplished. And Harstem still lives this third base, and that was all of JonSnow's army.
Yeah, and that's JonSnow's behind like 20-something workers. This was a really desperate gambit that did not pay off. And Harstem, now as long as he doesn't make any big mistakes, this is his game. This is absolutely his game to lose.
It's gonna be a very difficult big mistake to make. I mean, it's got to be like not splitting or not like losing 30 probes.
88 lings dead. Of course, I won't show the banelings, but I think there was like a good 15 in there too, right? Like,
gotta be, yeah, probably more. It's looking like bad news. JonSnow tries the cheese, tries to kind of mix it up, so maybe you don't expect follow-up cheese, and nothing works. And this isn't gonna work either. I'm gonna guess. Yeah, that's a lot of sentries, and going for the wall really isn't as juicy as it looks.
And even if he gets it, which he didn't, there's more sentries, more force fields. Last baneling's going to get shot down, and okay, maybe he breaks the wall a little bit, as we can see. The problem is it's still mostly unupgraded lings.
He's not even taking advantage of the wall break. The warbinds are good from Harstem.
This is interesting, though. Oh, never mind. There's not enough lings anymore. Momentum's gone. GG. JonSnow loses, and Harstem will take the series with a nice, slick 2-0. And let's not forget, good guy Harstem, who asked us like to move the monitor and be very like toward about making sure there's no chance to cheat or anything. Respect, man. Absolutely respect. But I guess as Zomgra moves the monitor around, we'll get the webcam sorted back up there.
May have to move it back anyways.
Yeah. Well, not if we stick casting Harstem, though. We'd have to move it again.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Move it back from the position I just moved it.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. I was mistaken. But yeah, so Harstem's going to move on to fight against Cyril.
Okay.
I don't know if that's going up on the main stage or what. We're going to try and confirm with the admins and see what's going on. There's a lot of good games, though, so if we do get bumped and have to cast another, I'm honestly not going to be that upset about it. What I would like to do if I could is grab Harstem for a couple minutes, though. I've really been enjoying just kind of having the players come on and hang out. Yeah. But no guarantees. He might just be wanting to move on to the next series and prepare. So we'll go to a break. We'll find out. We'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Thanks for watching. All right. I've got an interview with Major's Tummy. It's ready to go. All right. What's up, Harstem?
What's good, boys?
So we cast your series because everybody in chat requested. There was like 2 requests for other things, but everyone's like Harstem, Harstem, Dutch.
Dutch, of course.
Everyone wanted that Harstem love. So you won your first series here in Stage 3. You've been grinding it out for a while, though, right?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, you feeling good?
Yeah.
So we were talking specifically during your series about how we haven't actually seen you in a while. You haven't been grinding a lot of the online cups.
No, I don't.
We don't see you in show matches. Yeah. So it's been kind of like that question of how is Harstem doing right now?
Good.
You feel confident in your play? You feel like
my arms? Big boys. That's what I'm doing.
I guess our arm wrestling.
Well, the other guys are playing online cups, making money. I'm in the gym.
Yeah. Okay. So I like the idea of like everyone wants to do vetoes with coin flip. You're like, let's do veto by arm wrestling.
Yeah.
It's just like
I'd win the veto. Actually, the last 2 against JonSnow, because they haven't played yet, they don't know the veto rules. So I win every time in the veto. Because the veto rules are ABBA, which is a bit weird.
Yeah, normally it's AB.
Yeah, and they're higher seeds, so they get the pick, and they all pick B. And then I tell them that you have to veto twice.
Oh, you sick bastard.
Yeah, so I won the veto twice already.
Well, you just finished vetoes with Cyril, right?
Yeah, I won it.
Okay, so we're going to be casting you again, so we're going to have to move the monitor. Yep. I want to say, by the way, like, that was a really classy thing to do. You didn't need to actually point that out, and, like, we could have just gone with it, and I don't think you would have cheated. But I love that you actually were just like, I don't want the temptation. I don't want to be bothered. Like, you should probably move it.
It's like my eyes are too bad to even see anything on the screen, but it's more so that people afterwards can't accuse
It's classy. Is that bullshit with, he had a phone in the booth. They could have been texting him vibration Morse code on like what the build order was.
It's just, I don't know. It's just, it's more distracting. Like than anything, basically.
On that note, let me ask, because I know there's no soundproofing here, right? You're playing at the computer, you can hear people standing behind you, people chatting around you. Is it difficult playing in the open bracket here, or do you find that this is just whatever?
Yeah, it's fine.
So you're not easily distracted, is the thing?
No, not really. Like the temperature is good. The chairs are good. The table is good.
Yeah, I thought these were going to be cheap chairs. These are actually kind of comfy.
Yeah, like I feel like as long as all these things, like the things that actually matter, the chair, etc., and the computers are good, then the rest is pretty irrelevant. Like sometimes I hear like the caster screaming, TLO. I'm like, whatever.
It's not me. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Well, you were up on the stage once already, right?
Yeah, but then I got kicked off because I had to change the groups.
I didn't know if you actually got to play on it. I just saw that you were up there. Well, that's awkward. I was going to ask you how playing on the stage was, but never mind. Okay, so you come up against Cyril. Cyril's actually really good. I know that we said we don't really know where Harstem floats right now. Honest opinion, where do you put yourself against Cyril? You think you're going to win this?
Destroy.
You're going to destroy him?
Yeah, no chance for him.
You're going to turn him into like a Nurture level balance miner? Is that the plan? That's how badly you're going to beat him?
Yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm playing decent StarCraft today. Like the first group stage was terrible. Like I played awful, but after that, I don't know, my games have been pretty. The start against JonSnow was awful, but after that, like the Ling run by and I felt a bit shaken. But after that, I don't know. I felt I did well with the prisms and stuff. I picked up some units.
Oh, I love the double warp prism play. We actually, so this is a terrible setup, right? I couldn't actually keep up with you.
You gotta zoom out all the way, man.
Yeah, double zoom out. I'm going like left and right. This mouse has like no sensitivity. It's horrible. But I was gonna say last year in Austin, I think it was one of the first times I actually got to see you play live, and you ended up losing to like Namshar or something, and it was like really a heart-wrenching loss. But also I was like, Namshar really Harstem lost on Namshar. So I'm glad to see you.
But last year I was in very bad condition compared to now. Like
compared to now, yeah.
Yeah, I was in. I remember because I had like insane stomach aches and I was insanely jet lagged. So it was just like I felt like complete shit.
Well, I was going to say it's cool to see you in specifically that matchup, the PvZ matchup. You're looking fantastic just now.
Thank you.
And it's not like JonSnow is some schmuck. Yeah, he's NA, right, European, but he's not some schmuck. So it was good to see you hold up well against him. I guess we'll see how you handle versus Cyril.
Yeah.
I guess any comments like before you go? Like you mentioned that you've been doing the gym, sure. But like, what are you doing for practice? Are you just grinding ladder? Do you have partners?
I play some ladder, but I play quite a few customs. It really depends per week. Like there's been some weeks where I just ladder a lot, and then there's weeks where I just play lots of customs. So lately it's been a healthy mixture of both. Okay. Ever since Major has been back, a little more customs.
People are obsessed with your lips, of course.
Yeah.
Tell Harstem he has a respect for being honorable gentleman about the monitor. Yeah, see, you earned a lot of brownie points doing that, man. We made sure to let people know. Good guy, Harstem.
Thanks, boys.
All right, well, you got to go get set up for your game. I don't want to keep you. All right. It's good talking to you. Good luck.
Bye-bye, boys. Cheer for me.
All right, and we'll cheer for him. I think I'm solo YOLO for a little bit. I'm just going to see. I know Zymer went to go get food, and I said cover. Zeph didn't reply, and I think Fear Dragon's lurking about somewhere. Maybe I'll just end up solo casting for a little bit. It is pretty disorganized, and I don't have any contacts in this stupid new phone. So I guess I'm gonna be stuck for a little bit. Give me a moment here, guys. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna head off to a quick break again while I try and sort this out. So love you all. Sit tight. I mean, I don't mind solo casting, but I just want to see if I can grab somebody real quick. So BRB.